Greetings, ladies and gents, and welcome to the latest narration of the web series The Burning Ones. If you're new to the series, there is a playlist listed down below in the description, and as always, I hope that you enjoy. Chapter 14, Tactical Update. Boss, I don't want a barbecue. Man, do something. Breaker's embraces expanded. The layers unfolded and formed a shield, still on the knee. Breaker raised the shield against the child, who continued to attack. He was swinging angrily, each impact causing molten fragments of armor to drop from the shield. Ghost leapt forward. His wings carried him across the deck. He swept into Mark, but instead of passing through him, Mark's body joined with the burning one. Mark flew forward, Ghost's light surging through him. The Guardian's wings thrust downward and lifted Mark high into the air. The child's monster sensed the attack and turned their attention away from Breaker. The serpent opened its maw and flames burst from the child's mouth, racing towards Mark and Ghost. The fires washed over the pair, but Ghost's blue aura absorbed them. The soldier plummeted towards the child, burst drawn back. The monsters inside the child roared savagely and redoubled its efforts. I'd seen Shadow do some remarkable things to protect Allison. I saw him swing his fist alongside Allison's to magnify her physical force. Shadow had stood in the same place as Allison, overshadowing her to protect her as the child's monster attacked. I had never seen anything like what was happening right now. Ghost was not pushing Mark into the air in the way that Shadow had saved Allison from the hull breach. Ghost and Mark were not simply in the same place, stacked atop one another like Shadow and Allison. They were not moving together. They were one. Ghost's eyes blazed so brightly they shone through Mark's helmet. His fingers were in exactly the same place as Mark's. The only discrepancy was Ghost's wings on Mark's back. The fires coursed through his wings, turning their edges to white, hot lines of energy. Breaker's shield swirled, the nanotechnology frantically rearranging the large plate it had been, and covered his hands and upper arms in heavy scales. He thrust his arms towards the child. The armor began to glow from the heat. Breaker howled. His guardian reached forward, shadowing Breaker's arms with its own. The guardian's arms slowly pierced the flame surrounding the child. Mark's fist came down like a hammer. The impact was blinding. When my eyes readjusted, I could see Breaker holding the boy to the ground while Don injected him with something, hopefully with enough sedative to bring down a bilge jolt. Mark was resting on a single knee several meters away from his men. Allison was screaming, demanding the names of the commanding officers and kicking the man while CV was pushing her backwards. My ears were ringing. I still had spots dancing through my visual field. I staggered towards Mark. Danger! Danger! Avoid the human featherbrain! I ignored Corvid and extended my hand to Mark. You guys okay? Mark accepted my hand and let me help him back to his feet. I'm fine. Take it slow, I said. I'm still seeing spots, and you were at the center of that explosion. No one's that. Caught the kid playing with a grenade earlier, Mark replied. I think he might have set one off. Glad no one got hurt. Must have been, I said, and then added, strange grenade, though. What do you mean, Chief? Even a Seraphim grenade doesn't give someone wings like yours. I don't have wings, Mark stammered. Chief, did you hit your head? I think you know exactly what I'm talking about, Commander Taro. Chief, Mark and the Ghost both tensed in front of me. Save it. If we get out of here without losing all our feathers, you're going to have to answer some serious questions from Seraph High Command. Mark straightened, his military bearing returning. I thought you were retired. I thought you knew better, I said. Old dogs and all that. Incoming private communication request from Commander Taro. You certainly have him ruffled. Answer it, Corvid. What do you want, Chief? Mark said. An OWL team was found dead in their assault wing, drifted through space in the edge of this sector. Well, I sympathize with the loss of your comrades, Mark said. I fail to see what this has to do with me or Ghost. Their last transmission relayed information that they had spotted a vessel of unknown origin. The specifications were later found to be human. Chief, there are dozens of missing human vessels last recorded heading into this sector. Once again, how is this my problem? The dead owls were burnt beyond recognition, I explained. We couldn't even get DNA from the bone marrow of one of the bodies. Analysts found no accelerant, no fuel, no chemical traces. Whatever burnt them was pure energy. Shit. Seen anything like that? My stars, that's rude. Commander has terminated communication. We need to move, Mark shouted on the team's comms. The kid was bait. We stuck our asses all the way out to Bear Trap. CV, get on the Novascopes. I need a picture. Waking the old girl up now, CV threw her hands up and worked the holographic control system. What's going on? Allison demanded. Ma'am, Mark pointed to Allison. When you got here, your safety was my first priority. It is now third. You've been yelling at my men about things you do not understand. Now I need you to get in that shuttle, sit down, and zip the lip. Aye. Allison was interrupted by a shockwave that rattled the launch bay walls and knocked dust from the rafters above us. The others exited the shuttle and joined the group. Mark put a hand over his face. Tell me, that was not my ship. No can do, sir. Sealy stopped and dropped her arms. That was the 17, sir. She's gone. Son of a malicious nutcracker! Raegar shouted and kicked the shuttle's loading ramp. I'm sorry, Allison scoffed. What? My iPod was on my chair, man. Really? Allison said. Yeah, really. It was vintage. Commander, Don checked the chamber of his rifle and fiddled with the dial on his scope. If we don't get out of here soon, this place is going to be crawling with phage. All right, we take the shuttle. We head for the fractal and regroup, Mark said. He turned to me. Chief, is your ship armed? We're going to be coming in fast on an enemy vessel. Allison rolled her eyes, walked into the shuttle and called back. We should be fine. No guns? Don asked. No, we have guns, I said. It won't be an issue. We laughed and boarded the shuttle behind Allison. Raegar lifted an unconscious child and said, Sounds like an issue to me. Believe me, I assured them. We'll be fine as long as they're shooting at us. Tactical update, we're all going to die. Thank you, Corvid. End of chapter. I'd quickly like to thank the T5 peeps. Cold War Boomerwaffen, Sevaren Serberous, Bushmaster 177, Henry the Red, Casper Arnholtz, Cold War Boomerwaffen, Elijah Silvercross, Dragzoon W.R.E, and Sevaren Serberous. Thank you very much.